With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here. As it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, there you see head coach Kevin Stefanski. His guys ready to get this one going. His counterpart on the Ravens sideline, John Harbaugh. His guys, on the other hand, came out on top in their opener, so they'll try to make it to 2-0 to start the new year. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And I can't imagine that week 1 was anything except a whirlwind for this young man. A few bright spots in the opener, but as expected, a few rookie mistakes as well. Let's find out if he learned from them, and we'll show some progress and improvement starting here in week 2.
On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Second down, 8 to go from the 28. From the shotgun, Sanders. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
I bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 15 carries, 116 yards, and a trip to the end zone.
Leading the league in rushing after week 1. You know he'd love to double down and continue that type of play here in week 2.
Here's a 2nd and 5. The option right is Jackson. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Here's Jackson. Pass to the sideline and put it in. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Play action. Now Jackson. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive with 4 plays. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. 2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now a give, right side. Sampson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Sampson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Come on. Hey.
Here's Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
The Browns had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 9. Sanders to throw.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
From the gun, it's Shador. Open man, that's Tillman.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game.
Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Inside handoff, Henry.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. You look at this Browns defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They'll run forward Henry. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. To throw is Sanders. Open man, he completes it to Judy. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Browns.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Sampson And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Sanders. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff up the middle. Sampson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw now, here's Sanders. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Throwing, Sanders. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack it back at the 33-yard line. That is the big fella, Nabi Matabike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And that will keep this a 4-point game. So an 8-play drive gets him down there, but play number 9, that winds up a missed field goal.
And they definitely moved the ball well. That's a drive where you hate to come away with nothing.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago against Buffalo, and they lead here with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Play action. It's Jackson. And this is going to be home in by the tight end Andrews. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down. The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Draw play. This is Henry. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
2nd down and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5. Now it's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st.
Hey, report. Finish it off.
Henry out of the pistol. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They work now on 2nd and 9. Jackson now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. DeAndre Hopkins, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead. This offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Cleveland offense making their way out. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Sanders. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal? In case of the defense, they wanted in with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
2nd down and 4. Back to throw. Sanders. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Now again, right side. Sampson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over-pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Sanders. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Good contain. They'll gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped him for no gain.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Cleveland defense. They get ready and set for the next possession. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others.
They are.
I have a feeling that speech came out about taking a stand and bowing up in this possession.
Yeah, that's where this word pride comes out, right?
In a big way.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
For the Baltimore Ravens. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Not quite enough for the first, almost. Give him 9 instead, so that leaves him with an enviable 2nd and inches.
Hey, Ozzy, sit up. Alpha, sit up. My lady, sit up.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. That went into the hands of Hopkins downfield. Well, they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 25 yards that time.
That's good for another Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Henry up the middle. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd down and 9. Throwing is Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Jackson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Again, Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead. And Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yes, multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Flacco looking for his first toss. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And he is caught. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Flacco. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Flacco. He gets this one to Johnson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Flacco. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our tour around the NFL starts now at legendary Lambeau Field. It's the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And this is Jaden Reed. A brilliant catch and run for the touchdown. The Packers even up their record at 1-1 as they get the win here. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And it's a man who made the move across state this past offseason, Kenneth Gainwell. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. These two teams all square 7-7 at halftime. Lastly, let's get down to Miami, the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. And it's a guy who made big strides in his rookie season, Drake May. A touchdown pass from 15 yards away. This one's at halftime, and it's the Patriots do, however, find themselves trailing at the half. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now the Browns defensive unit trots back out. They're going to need to play, to be frank, more inspired football here in the third and fourth quarters.
You have to believe that the coaches at the half talk to them about hitting the reset button. Let's start over again like we're starting the game, okay?
Like you're playing a video game.
Almost like a video game, exactly. But where's the intensity? Where's the focus? Show the preparation that we had in practice, and let's put it into action.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
At the 24-yard line.
Jackson, options out left. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
It's a gain of 20.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Well, looking deep here for Flowers. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive performance.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 35, here's second down and 3. Here's Sanders. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules serious about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. After the interception, here's Jackson. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
At the 27-yard line.
Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. On the counter, it's Henry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
180.
They go play action with Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens have taken a 5-touchdown lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. Flacco. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Flacco. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the